Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being with me today. Right, before I start the episode, I just want to offer you an apology because it has been a full week since my last video, and I do apologise. It's basically, I don't know if you know or if you don't know, I have a young baby at home. She's almost 5 months old. So yeah, things just happen, don't they? Basically, they get in the way, and we had a big family get together at the weekend, so I had a lot of planning for that. So my time has just been taken up with my daughter, I'm afraid. So these things happen, and obviously she takes priority over computer games. You know, that's just life, isn't it? But I'm back, and hopefully I can get some episodes a little bit quicker out to you. So today, what are we going to be doing? I want to work a little bit. I'm sort of flitting about all over the place with this building, but I quite fancy having a look at this wall along here and actually getting these sort of water features in, if I can, down here. Now, I'm not quite sure how I want to do this. I want some sort of water. There's not a lot of good water pieces in the game, as in actual bits of water like this that aren't. I mean, in this case, you see that's flowing, but what I'm hoping I can do with this is something like this. Bury it down in the ground like this and kind of hide the fact that it's flowing is what I'm thinking. So I can get this quite low. I quite like the idea of that. I guess get it right in the middle like that. See, I quite like that actually. And then kind of the same on this side. Not sure what I'll put in this gap, but I'll think of something. Unfortunately, I'm going to end up having to do this kind of thing along here, I think. And then trying to hide. I think probably just trying to hide those bits. Now, do I want it going right to the end? That is a good question. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to link all of these. You know why I do this, because it just makes everything a bit easier, doesn't it, when it comes to moving stuff and editing. So I'm just wondering whether I actually want to get that more into the middle. Let's do that. I know that means that that's not symmetrical there, but I don't know actually. It depends what I'm going to do here. These stairs are a little bit awkward. No, do you know what? Let's undo that. I think I'd rather have that symmetrical there and have a gap at this end that I can do something else with. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, good. So, I want... Oh, that really is flowing quite badly, isn't it? It's not actually. It's not the end of the world. It's not terrible, because what I was hoping to do. Oh, do you know what? I wonder, because what I want to give the idea that there's water sort of pouring down here. Now I just wonder. I don't think this is going to work, but I'm going to try anyway. Have we got angle snap on? Yes. I don't know. Okay, what does that look like? It does look like water is flowing down the wall, doesn't it? Now I wonder, could I... Let's have a look. If I bring that out, and then bring another one to there, and push it in. It's a real shame, isn't it, that you've got that. I don't think I can hide that particularly well. No. It's a bit tricky, that, because you end up with that bit there looking like water is sort of defying gravity, don't you? I don't know. What do we think? Can I get away with that? I don't think that's too bad. I really don't think that's too bad at all. Let's move it over here and see what it looks like across this whole wall. I think it's the sort of thing, it's not going to look good until I do the whole thing. So the idea is that all of this will be covered up with stone, natural looking stone. Maybe not the bottom, but certainly the sides. I don't mind this looking like a sort of a concrete tray a bit at the bottom here. Do you know what? I'm gonna persevere and see what it ends up looking like. Because I also want to have little fountains, I think, down the bottom. But for now, let's see how I can cover up these end pieces. I think if I turn this sideways, let's turn off angle snap actually, and let's try and do this. Okay, so that looks kind of cool, doesn't it? So I guess I've got to try and vary this up a little bit, otherwise it will look very repetitive. Okay, that's not bad. Let's get rid of the align to surface. Let's have a look. See what I can do. I can kind of sink some bits in like this to make this look like these little splashes of water are actually hitting rock. Something like that. Okay. We're getting there. I think this is looking okay. And I think I can get away with having stuff buried in this wall because you can't see any of it from the inside. No, actually, let's not go with that piece. That's too thick. Let's go with one of these smaller ones like this. Hopefully, is this gonna? Let's have a look. What does that look like? Oh wow, that looks pretty good. I mean, obviously it looks artificial. That's kind of the point. So I think what I'll do, I'll create this and then I'm going to copy it to here, because otherwise it's just going to take me forever to actually do the whole thing. And I can make little changes along the way. So what I'm actually just thinking here, these rocks are fantastic for this. So you put them on the surface here. Now obviously I need to change their colour to yeah, that's going to be a tricky match. A little bit more grey. Oh, that's getting there, isn't it? A little bit lighter. Okay, how's that? That's not too bad, is it? So the idea is that you sink these in, yeah, like that. That looks really nice. So what I'm thinking is if I can create this kind of generic rock wall like this, and then copy and paste it, and then I can use foliage to make each section look a bit different. That's excuse me, that's kind of my thinking. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. Actually, I think this top bit needs something, doesn't it? It's not quite right having that sort of perfectly flat top. Hang on, let's get rid of that. I think this does kind of need something a bit different on it. Nope, too big. Something a bit smaller. And again, I can add on a little bit of foliage up here to kind of, you know, get each piece just looking a bit different. There we go, that's better. I don't mind that at all, actually. I think that looks okay. I'm not sure about the tray at the bottom, or whether I want that as a tray, or whether I want that to actually look a bit different. Let's see if I can cover this up with some stone and actually do try to make it look a bit more natural like this. Yeah, actually I think this will look better, actually, won't it, having it sort of blended like this. Yeah, don't mind that. I think I just need to kind of blend these corners a bit like this, just because they look a bit silly having this little cross pattern, don't they? So I can just hide that with some nice bits like that. Let's just chuck in a couple of little pieces in here as well, just to give this base a bit of interest as well. That actually looks pretty good, I would say. Now, I'm not sure if I want to put on special effects, but I'm going to have a look at them. So we've got water jet. Do I actually want a water jet at the bottom here? I kind of do like the idea. What have we got? We've got small ones, or we could have some big ones. Yeah, I kind of like the idea actually of having a couple of these. I guess it would make sense to have it buried in the ground. So I could do one there. And one. Obviously these will look better if they're symmetrical. Something like that. Yeah, I like that. Right, now let's see, can I move the whole thing across? I can, good. So this will then be, basically, I'll try and get one in the middle and one to either side. Let's just see. Yeah, it needs to be, trying to make it look roughly symmetrical with the other one. See, actually what I can do now, I can actually just spread this a little bit out like that, and then I can fill in the middle with some extra rocks, can't I? Right, how does this look? Yeah, I like that. That does look quite good actually from a distance. It certainly gives you the impression that this is a water area, doesn't it? Which is the idea. I might still try and do something out here with water as well. Obviously I've got to be wary of where the pathway is here. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So let's just go back to the rocks and just get a bit of work here done. Just trying to fill in these gaps. Yeah, I think that'll work nicely actually if I just fill in the gaps here with these rocks. Kind of blend it all in like that. Nice. And then actually with these, because I don't have to worry about pathways or anything here, I can kind of play around a little bit more here, a little bit more variety. No, let's go with one of them on that corner there. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to leave these gaps and I'm going to put some foliage in there instead, I think. Not entirely sure what, but something will go in there. So, foliage, let's go to our bushes. So I love this arrowwood bush. Anyone who knows me knows that I love this. Hang on, what's going on here? Bush, there we go. Right. So what you want to do with this is align it to the surface, and then so you can put it on the water here and then push it in. Look at that, it looks fantastic. And I will do this, and I will do it different on each one, so you don't get that feeling of repetition. Okay, let's go back to the middle one. Let's go in the middle there. Just a little bit. Oh, hang on. What has happened there? Why is the back sign showing through there? Has this whole thing kind of, I guess that whole thing had somehow moved a little bit. There we go. That looks better. Nice. Good. Okay, so that's a nice little bit of foliage. Let's just have a sort of a scout through. Let's turn off that. A scout through the bushes and just try and find some that look decent. See, that's a nice sort of watery looking thing, isn't it? But like I said, I want each bit to look different. So that's quite a nice looking bush, this one, but I think it's just a bit too big for that. Really, it's it's a bit too big, that one. That's a shame. So you've got bamboo could be good. No, bamboo needs to be saved for a bamboo-y sort of enclosure, really, doesn't it? This stuff is great. Look at this. That's a fantastic little plant. Let's get some of that down in the base. Let's get some on that corner there. You always end up with your sort of go-to bushes in a game like this. Go-to foliage, go-to game pieces, you know. You do get your favourites. Without a doubt, you get your favourites. There's nothing wrong with that. So I don't want to go too over the top with the foliage. I do want to find something that can go up in there. I don't mind the idea of another little tree here somewhere. See, that looks quite nice. Nice and small. Don't mind that. In fact, I don't even care if these gaps are there because it's just the building behind. So, you know, I mean, you're not trying to make it look real. It's obvious that this is a big fake thing. So, yeah, I'm not too bothered about that at all, actually. What I will do, actually, is just a bit up the tops of here because obviously this is quite a repetitive bit up here. I don't really want it to be too obviously repetitive. What I would also do, just the most simple way of sorting this problem, is just a little bit of this. You see, it's quite straightforward. But if you just manipulate your rocks just a tiny bit on each one, actually I can't do much with that one. You know, you create that slight difference to each thing. No, hang on. It's just enough of a difference that it just looks a little bit different. There we go. Nice. Right, I'm pretty happy with that now. Actually, I don't want to do too much. I don't want it to look crowded. So what do we think? Let's come down to where our people are walking and see. That is really cool. Yeah, very happy with how that has turned out. Lovely. Okay, so what else do we want to do in this area here? I'll tell you what I want to do first. I want to do some painting, get rid of all this long grass that's coming through our pathway. So you can see here where the pathway goes. So I have got a good area to play with here. Do I just want a big water fountain with penguins? I mean, that would make sense, wouldn't it? So if you come into here, we've got where is it? Centerpieces, fountains, and there are some very nice fountain pieces. That's the obvious one, isn't it? And I could, yes, I'll tell you what. Let's do this, right? So this is my trick, right? So you put your first piece down. I apologise if I've told you this before. I probably have, but this is a really interesting and simple technique to build a fountain. So you put your main piece down, your bottom piece. You then do Control and X for advanced move. Come back into your construction pieces, and then you just keep selecting the next piece in line that you want. So in this case, I want to keep the bottom free because I'm going to put a load of penguins down in there. But obviously you want to start putting in some pieces, and then you just select your pieces and you keep building like this. You just keep on constructing. That's a bit too big. I don't know if I want to go that small that quickly, but I can add height at least like that, can't I? What have we got here? Yeah, something like that, and then I can have another penguin actually on the top of this, maybe. Or have I got room for another dish? Can I have a big dish? No, that just looks stupid. No, I don't go over the top. So I think let's leave it there. Let's go into our statues. Let's put in penguin. So what have we got? We've got a nice marbly penguin. We've got a wooden one, or a rusty one, or metal one. I think the metal one, and I think it really needs to be facing roughly forwards like that. Obviously I want to make it look like it's actually standing on this little plinth. Let's just take that back a bit. Excellent. Okay, there we go. There's our little penguin statue on the top. Right, let's just highlight all of those pieces and get them together, because obviously I've missed out on the most important thing, which is the water jet. So the water jet I will bring up, so it's coming up from roughly the base of the penguin there, like that. There we go. There's your fountain. Beautiful. So then I will just come back into here, back into statues, back to the penguins, and I will have a load of dancing penguins, I think, down here. I kind of like the metal actually, so I'm gonna keep going with the metal. Let's just get the height right. I don't want this to look all kind of symmetrical or anything, so I am just going to completely randomize these penguins. I kind of want them looking where people are going to be standing though, so that, I think that makes sense. But I do want it to look random. I don't want it to all look sort of symmetrical. Nice. Right, that looks good. I'm just wondering, there are actually other special effects to do with ripples, aren't there? Let's have a look. Is it? Yeah. Not too sure about that. Hang on. Rapids foam. No, not that one. Rapid splash. No. Waterfall bottom. Yeah, that's going to be too much, isn't it? Waterfall top. No, it's not. No, it's fine. None of them are really going to work, are they? That's absolutely fine. So I guess what I should do at the bottom then is some artificial rocks. I guess it does look good when you have these rocks. Again, I won't do like the whole of the floor. I want it to look like the penguins are standing in amongst these rocks. I don't want to hide their feet too much. But yeah, the bottom is a little bit basic on the fountain piece, so just having a few rocks in there will look nice. Good, there we go. I'm pretty happy with that as a fountain. So then I need to decide what I'm going to do around it. I guess the obvious answer is a small wall. Again, I want to, keeping with the modern theme, because that is the look that we're going for. Let's go with the limestone. We have got off-grid pieces. We have got, obviously, grid pieces, but we do also have off-grid pieces. So I'm thinking maybe go with some off-grid, because then it'll be a bit easier to manipulate it around there. And I guess I guess it could be a nice low wall because I don't want to block the view of the penguins, do I? So I could do a really low wall like that, and kind of just blend it into this fountain. So again, what I'm going to do here, just to make sure that this is easy to move around, let's just blend these together. Let's do 2 at a time. I don't know what I'm going to do inside here yet, but I will think of something. Let's get the old angle snap on for this. How does that corner look? That is fine, yeah. And then this is where it's going to get a bit trickier. So I need the angle snap off. And I've got to see if this is the right sort of length, whether I can do 2 at a time or not, and still actually cover up all the edges. I will do my best. It's never that easy doing this sort of thing. You've got to line up the pieces just right to make it look good, which is never my speciality, but I really want to try in this zoo, doing things like this. It's a bit more time consuming, but ultimately more rewarding. I like custom stuff, basically. It's what I'm trying to do more of in this zoo. Even if it does take me a bit more time. Now obviously this is an invisible path, so I don't need this bit here to look perfect. What I can do is I can get away with having the edge a little bit away from the path. I don't need to cover up the edge, do I? Whoops. Clicked too many times. Let's get that. Actually, I'm gonna. There we go. Good. In fact, yeah, it is going to go over the edge, so that's absolutely fine. And then I'll have to think of something clever to do inside. Whoops, didn't place that one. Because I don't want grass, I don't think, inside. Or maybe I do. Maybe I want to leave it grass on the inside and then have, obviously this pathway here needs to be something different. Right, what do I want this bit to look like? I probably do want it coming in a bit more like this, don't I? Let's get that lined up at the back. Okay, what do we think? Let's just leave that for a second. Did I? Yeah, that hasn't quite lined up properly there, has it? Not sure what I've done there. Oh, I don't know, maybe it is. No, hang on, that's not quite there, is it? Actually, I think it is. I think it's just the shading that's a bit funky. That's fine, just leave it like it is. Yeah, it does blend together. That's absolutely fine. All right, let's come out and have a look. Oh yeah, that looks nice, doesn't it? Don't mind that at all. But do I want the middle to be grass? Do you know what? I probably do. And then if I do the same, I can do a barrier here. Obviously, it won't go along here. It will just come out here and then follow this along, and probably just to here, and then maybe I'll bring it down the end and into there. I think that will look nice. And then I can do something in here to cover up the grass, and probably this little bit here, because that doesn't look particularly good, does it? And then I could leave this in here as grass, but I might not. I don't know. I mean, grass is relevant. It is, you know, does look fairly modern-y, doesn't it? But I might do something different in there. Actually, I've got a bit of an idea. That might look quite nice. I don't know quite how I'm going to do that, but it might look nice if I can do it. I like the idea of like a little chessboard type thing in here. Sort of a checkered pattern, black and white checkered pattern or something, maybe. I don't know. Or I don't know. Maybe it will just stay as grass. What do we think? I'll zoom out. Let's have a look. Yeah, I suppose it makes sense. I mean, you need some grass somewhere in the zoo, don't you? I don't want everything to be paved. Yeah, okay. We'll leave it as some grass in there. But that is going to have to wait for the next episode, because that is all I've got time for in this episode. But I'm pretty happy with that. I think that wall is looking really nice now. You certainly get the idea that it's a water-based enclosure in there, and you've got the penguins playing in the fountain here. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. I think that's a nice little area there. Once that's finished, anyway. Obviously, I've still got a lot to do around in this area here. Lots to do inside as well, because this is still quite boring in here. So yeah, not sure what's going to happen in here, but it will end up looking much more interesting than it does now. There'll be stuff all over the walls, hopefully. I'm going to do in here, because I do feel like they need a small bed area, so I'm going to try and squeeze a small bed area into one of these corners here. And obviously a little bit of enrichment out here for them, and in here I need to put some feeders in here as well. Maybe a little sort of palm tree type thing going on around here somewhere. I really don't know, but there's lots to think about, basically, and think about it I will, but I will do it off camera. So let's leave it there. So thank you very much. Please do let me know what you think. If you've enjoyed the episode, then you can hit the like button for me. That really helps the channel out. And please do leave comments if you've got anything that you want to say, whether it's good or bad. I don't mind. If you hate what I do, then hey, go ahead, tell me. I'm not going to cry about it, honest. Yeah, so there we go. So thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hopefully the next episode will be out I don't know, in the next few days. Let's aim for that. But I don't know. I've got a few things coming up, so I really don't know when I'm going to get time to do more recording, I'm afraid. But let's leave it there for now. So thank you very much, and hopefully I will see you again very soon. Take care.